Hello everyone. Hello Kyle. Hello Zach. How is everyone doing tonight? Boy, oh boy. Welcome to the Vibecast. Welcome to the Sauce Edition. And boy, this is going to be a very saucy version of the Sauce Edition tonight. What's up, Talmadge? Always good to see you, buddy. Alright, so man, once again, as always, we got Power Wash Simulator, and boy, oh boy, do we have a mess to clean up tonight. But remember, despite everything, this is still the Vibecast, and the only vibes we allow here are good ones, right? So we're gonna clean this all up with the delicateness. With the delicatity. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna start with the monster truck. How's everyone doing? No koozie. It's too tall and thin. Like, you could still see, like, the label outside of the koozie. And, it's also kind of a shitty koozie, and it keeps on, like, falling over, so koozie's not happening. The sauce is fully unleashed. What I did is, this is a can of sauce, and I don't want y'all to know what type of sauce it is, so I put a White Claw label over top of it. That's one. I hope you guys are keeping count. Alright, we're gonna clean a monster truck from Sarah Sawatis. So, the search for Ulysses the cat has finally been called off. Though not before we chased every wild goose out there. Even though old Frida in the lighthouse claimed she saw him in the distance, speeding across the rocks faster than any animal she'd ever seen. Though, when I pressed her and asked if she had wheels, she looked down at her feet and nodded. Anyway, we were driving back to base when a group of miners, furious at not being paid by the mayor, blocked the road and symbolically poured a load of concrete over the monster truck. How that solves their problem is anyone's guess, but I'm sure it gives them a job to do. And then we all came at the same time. Yeah, Harmon was telling me. Speaking of Harmon, we may or may not be having a special guest on the Vibecast this evening. I'll leave it up to your imagination who that might be. Alright. It's like Kyle, at this moment, #1 fan, Zach, #2, Talmadge, #3. Go ahead and fight over it for me. Alright, what a vehicle this is. God damn. Kinda jealous, I really like it. Do you want to hear some crazy theories about missing cats we heard out on the streets? Yeah, I do, bitch. Tell me about them pussies. Get all the pussy in this thing. Y'all know it to be true. Y'all know it to be true. Dibs on #4. Too bad AK you're #3, apparently. And so was Harmon for a bit. But yeah. Yeah, I was gonna wait a bit to bring Harmon on until we had more viewers, but you guys just jumped right in this evening. Don't it feel good to be back on Tuesdays? And we're probably gonna stay on Tuesdays too. Well, we're gonna stay on Tuesdays for, at minimum, like, the rest of the year. No, Talmadge, you're still #3. There's 3 people at #3 right now. Zach remains firm at #2. But yeah, since there's already so many people, hell, I'm gonna go ahead and invite my special guest, if y'all would excuse me for a moment. Special guest, if you want to go ahead and load up your Discordo and jump on into the Rungus room. Alright, I'll see you when you get here. Alright, so while we're waiting on our special guest, we'll go ahead and introduce today's topic. Today's topic is going to be cults. And I didn't really know this, but apparently I'm in one. Not only am I in one, I am the leader, or at least like, I don't know, like some manner of high priest within this cult. It's crazy. I didn't know this. But yeah, apparently, we'll just go ahead and get into the meat of this issue. There is another podcast, and let's be honest, if you heard it, you probably heard of it through us. It's, well, anyway, the podcast is called Sauced in the City, and go ahead and clip this. And for the record, I came up with Sauce Edition long before I had any idea that Sauced in the City even existed. So before the, the Sauced in the City lady, Brenda Brown, goes around accusing me of, stealing sauce from her, Brenda, A, you did not invent sauce, and B, like I said, you don't really come up on too many radars, so I didn't know about Sauced in the City before I made Sauced Edition. Anyway, Brenda had all of this to say about, we're a cult. She was asking contestants on her show, Comedy Writers Guild, is it a clique or is it a cult? She asked all of our guests, and Kyle had a banana to peel about it. We love that about Kyle. He do be peeling bananas. Healthy eater. I respect and admire Kyle Yankowski way more than most. Kind of want to be that guy a little bit, or at least have like 10% of the discipline in life that he has. But, some other people had some more not nice things to say, and it's weird because the larger the person was to have an opinion, the more out there the opinion seemed to be. Of course, the largest man called us a bunch of bitches, which I don't know who this guy is. I've never seen him on Comedy Writers Guild. I don't know how he knows that we are a bunch of bitches if he's never seen us. Yeah, it's whatever though. And then this one other skinnier guy, he had something I don't even remember. And then there was this older gentleman that had something to say along the lines of, well, there's comedy and then there's comedy, which, I don't know if that was like an opinion about CWG or if those were just like dementia symptoms. It's cool. I don't know what he was implying. I don't know what comedy is. That's a new concept to me. And then there's this other guy. He's actually, he lives near me. We're in the same comedy scene. Something or another, I think his name is like Dustin Callahan? Or Derek Callahan? Something Callahan? Which is crazy. He's on my friends list. I'm not sure that he knows who I am exactly. He friended me, I did not friend him. I wonder if he knows exactly who he was talking about. Again, I don't think I've ever seen the guy on CWG, so I don't know what his point of reference is. But yeah, that was about the size of it. Like a bunch of people who don't really have any idea what we're about, having all these big opinions. And you want to know what I think about this? Do you guys want to know my opinion on this? Well, get fucking ready. Get fucking ready. Hang on. I am ready to share my opinion on this. Hang on, let me go full screen. Let me share my opinion on, Sauced in the City, Brenda Brown and her crew saying we're a cult. Here's my opinion. Couldn't give a shit. I couldn't give a shit. I couldn't give a shit. I don't care. I don't care. It's all good. Think whatever you want. In fact, it's a little bit awesome to think of myself and Harmon as cult leaders. It's like it's I give about the equal amount of shits, which is none, of like a homeless guy calling me an asshole for not giving him my pocket change, of which I never have that in the first place. I don't carry cash. Like, it's just, I mean, I still kind of have respect for Brenda Brown and what she does. I've said this all before. The last time she, said something which I would have considered to be foolish. You know, you've been doing this for a very long time, and you have, like, a minor following, no views. It's nothing that you could quit your day job over. And the fact that you keep on going it and doing it day in, day out, 3 times a week with no degree of success.
Yo.
What's up, Harmon? When she keeps on doing this every 3 times a week with no degree of success, over and over and over, you know it's for the love of the game. And I respect that. Just eating dick after dick after dick after dick and keep on coming back for more. I think that's really cool. What do you think, Harmon? Special guest.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Oh, shit. I'm on this bitch.
Yeah, welcome to the Vibecast, Harmon. We are live.
Sorry for fucking up your stream.
You did not. You absolutely did not. So, what do you think? What's your opinion? We're cult leaders, or at least you're a cult leader.
Oh, yeah, I was aware of this.
Yeah. So, now that we are leaders of a cult, what do you think? I think that we should be getting more out of our members, like crazy sex stuff. Where'd you go?
Oh, you haven't been getting that, dude?
No.
Dude, I've been having Kyle send me his yams for a while now, dude.
God damn them yams. Man.
Listen, man, you gotta capitalize. You gotta monopolize. You gotta think like a cult leader, bro.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of this.
Shit, I've just been thinking like a podcast producer this whole time. Yeah, I've been thinking about things like, how can we make the podcast better? How can we get more viewership? What is going to entertain the crowd more? When in reality, I should be thinking about yams in my DMs.
No. You got it right, dude. You're doing everything right. That's the whole purpose of the cult leader. So I led you to believe that that's what you were supposed to be doing. But in all reality, I'm behind the scene collecting all of the feet pics.
Damn. And here I am, just on my side project, cleaning a big fucking pussy wagon. And, wow, it's crazy to think. Like, aside from, like, pictures, like, what do you think that we should be given, like, as tribute on a regular basis? I was gonna say reactions to the jokes and the joke concepts, but I feel like we could aim higher.
Yeah. If people would just start sharing, I made a post about it the other day, man. You know, like, now that I'm a cult leader, it's not your wife anymore. It's our wife. And I just feel the same way about bank accounts.
Yeah.
So if people can start linking their bank accounts to my bank account, I think things will start picking up.
Okay. Well, you might have to have my credit score too. I don't know if you want that. But, surely we have some members in our cult with better credit than me. Like,
yeah, let's hope so.
Yeah. Well, alright, man. So, in other news, because let's face it, Brenda Brown she's just not much to talk about. Unless you have more input on that.
No, I have to say, I was listening before I got on. Sorry, I had to hook all my stuff up. I had all my camera down, my mic down, everything. So I had to hook it all back up, so I apologize. But before I got on, I was listening to what you were saying, and I couldn't have said it better myself. I can't believe that they had fucking Jelly Roll on the podcast, dude. Yo, being called a bitch by Jelly Roll is an honor.
I'm not sure that was Jelly Roll. I think that was like fucking jelly cake. Like that motherfucker big. Like I was
Yeah.
saying before, like the bigger the person on the podcast, the bigger the opinion they seem to have.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, that guy can't even get up for work.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know.
And apparently, the second biggest guy who had a big opinion about us, I don't know if you know that maybe he's a Facebook friend with me. I don't even think that he's aware.
Oh, I've talked to the guy. Nah, he wasn't aware they were talking about Comedy Writers Guild. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, the guy's super friendly with me. I've talked to him. I believe I've talked to him about potentially coming on to the Comedy Writers Guild. So we'll be, getting more cult members here soon
I
to
gotcha.
flock over to the CWG. But yeah, he's a really nice guy. He performed in Nashville when you and I were at the Kill Tony.
I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's also local to here. Apparently, he's got a show going on in Murfreesboro tonight, which is it's about an hour south of me, about a half hour south of Nashville. But yeah, I thought he seemed cool, but then he's gonna go start talking shit about people he doesn't know whatsoever because I don't know.
Well, let's be realistic here. Kyle Yankowski knows us the best, and he was on that podcast. Even he was taken by surprise. Like, he knows what's going on because he's in the cult.
Yeah,
He's been in the cult for a long time. So he understood what was going on. These other folks had no clue. So they were just thrown to the fire. And when you're just handed an open-ended question like that, like, uh, oh, is it a cult or is it like a comedy group? Like, dude, bitch, first of all, shut the fuck up. Second of all, we're a cult.
yeah. Now, I don't want to go giving, too many undeserved kudos here, but the fact that she's like demanding, her members to, express these opinions on things that they don't really know, that to me, and I could be grasping at straws here, that to me seems like cultish behavior on her part.
Yeah, yeah, and something that was brought up by our cult members, the fact that she kicked Kyle Yamkowski off the very next day, and he's not allowed on her podcast anymore, and he was kicked out of the group. That sounds like a cult.
Yeah, that sounds like a cult to me. I mean, you would never believe the amount of people that we haven't kicked out of Comedy Writers Guild. Now, granted, we have a much larger audience from which to kick people out of, even though we've been doing this for a handful of months and not 10 to 15 years.
Yeah. But might I add, for anybody who doesn't know, right? I never removed Bacon from Comedy Writers Guild. I only removed her from the OG chat. She has been in the Comedy Writers Guild. Since she's been kicked out of the OG chat, she's been in the podcast. She's been in the comments section. So she was never kicked out of Comedy Writers Guild. I told her months ago. I said, listen, I'm letting you know my boundaries. I'm not comfortable with anybody who is close. I didn't say that talk to. I said anybody who is close to the guy who's sitting there saying that I'm a fucking pedo and spreading false information about me. I said anybody who's close to him, I am going to make sure that they are far removed from me. Now, the only place that I get personal is in the OG chat. Everywhere else, I'm just a character. You know what I mean? I'm character Harmon. But like you guys, I've known forever. I get personal. I say things about my kids. I talk about things that are going on with me, taking tests for work. I get personal with you guys. You guys have become my friends. So I don't want you around in my personal life. So she was only removed from that. So her trying to play this fucking dumbass victim role Like, oh, I was kicked out of the group. No, you weren't. You've been in the podcast.
Yeah, I mean that's fair to say that kind of does pose a security risk. I mean, the person in question with whom she has, been associating is also a security risk. So therefore, the continued, close, excuse me, association there.
Yeah,
I mean,
and I don't see anything wrong with that, especially with setting a boundary. And again, I hit her up probably because I kicked him out, what, 7 months ago? Something like that.
hot ass minute,
It
yeah.
was like January, February, something like that. I kicked him out, and I told her about 2 months after that because that's when he was going around saying, all the accusations that he had. He was telling people he had my criminal background and all this stuff, and I was like, dude, I ended up going as far as sending somebody who was talking to him about this, sending them my address, my full government name, and the street I grew up on. And I said, here, if you're going to do your research, do it proper. And they had nothing to say about that. So, yeah, I've got nothing to hide. So anyway, yeah, so I told her about 5 months ago, I FaceTimed her and I let her know. I said, hey, this is what it is. This is my comfort level. This is where I draw the line. I'm not telling you you have to block people. I'm not saying you have to choose between me or this person. I'm saying if you're close to this person, I don't want to be close to you. And I think that's reasonable, setting a boundary.
Yeah, I mean, because the person in question is a person who has, shown a certain willingness to do harm. And yeah, if he doesn't need to have any more ins with you, a person that he seems to blame a lot of his woes on. That's like, again, like I say, it's a security risk. Doesn't sound like anything personal to me. Like,
No, no, not at all. And plus, look at history, man. Only cool people are in cults.
yeah,
We don't want fucking losers up in this cult. We're a cult of winners.
I'd say. I mean, we are. I mean, I would say we're learning. Like, look at we've had absolutely incredible guests on the show. We continue to get even more incredible guests. We got the goddamn president. We're gaining political influence here. So, yeah, I would call that winning.
Yeah. Yeah, we got the nudist Buddhist coming on the show.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard rumors of a cult leader joining the nudist Buddhist show later this evening.
Yes. I will be on the Nudist Buddhist podcast here in about, I don't know what time it is, half hour or so. Yeah, half hour. I will be on his podcast. That will air next week. I'm looking forward to that and seeing what they want to talk about. Hopefully they want to talk about cults, me being a cult leader.
Yeah.
But, whatever it is they want to talk about, I'm down.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I can't wait to check it out. I got to do some catching up. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, we are talking about the podcast with Kyle Yankowski and This World with Jordan. Sorry, Jordan, I forgot your last name off the top of my head. But yeah, the podcast is called Higher Consciousness, Lower Standards. It's gonna blow up. Get in on the ground floor. It's great.
Yep, Jordan Lee Richards.
Jordan Lee Richards. That's it.
Yep. Yeah, they have a great podcast. I did Jordan's podcast, This World with Jordan, a while back when we first started Comedy Writers Guild. Super chill guy. Kyle Yankowski, we all know and love him. And it's just going to be a great vibe. And if I could just break character for 1 second on your podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, I'm sure people have caught on to a lot that what I do is a bit. You know what I mean? You guys know me personally. You know where my heart is and all that. But I lean into things. I think something's funny and I just like drag the ever-living shit out of it. Me in real life, I think you guys have gotten to know. I'll do anything for anybody. But a lot of this is a bit, man. And I think a lot of people need to recognize that and realize that. But also the fact that Sauce isn't realizing that makes me want to lean harder into the bit. And it makes it even funnier. But yeah, I just appreciate everybody, man, and I look forward to it every day, just coming up with, little things to say to make you guys laugh or whatever. But yeah, I have no hatred for anybody, except for anybody that doesn't want to join my fucking cult.
Yeah, fuck those people. It's a great cult. Why would you not? You get to win.
Yeah,
And become funnier over time.
yeah, let's work together and become funny. Fuck bitches, get funny.
That's what I'm saying. Alright, anything else you want to add?
Nah, man, Travis, I fucking love and respect and appreciate you, man. You make all this shit happen. You got the Vibecast going on. You got your own goals and dreams. You make sure to have my podcast in the drive within a half hour after we air it, even though I'm so backed up and haven't edited anything. But dude, nah, I love what you're doing, man, and I think we're gonna have a prosperous podcast future together, man.
Well, you're absolutely the inspiration and the motivating force behind just about all of it. So, thank you right back for everything that you do. Like, none of this would be possible. We wouldn't have brought so many great people together. And before this is, before this gets any gayer and we start, sucking our own dicks here, sucking each other's dicks, sucking everyone else's dick, as you would do in a cult. I'm I'm that yeah, man. It's been great to have you on. Second ever guest on Vibecast, and it's been a hell of a good talk.
Thank you guys. Thanks for having me on, Travis. You guys can't see, but I'm playing with my butthole. I'm so excited right now. Love you guys.
All right. Take care, man.
Later.
All right. Bye-bye. All right, guys. That was You Know Him, You Love Him, Harmon Comedy. Let me take this moment to go ahead and shut down Discord before anyone else gets in. Ooh, excuse me. I think that was number 3. Alright, to the comments. I haven't been looking at them at all. Let's see. I'm gonna start from the newest and I'm gonna read them in, like, reverse order. Gay cult, I'm in. I know you are, man. And we're glad to have you. Gay, there's free juice. Guess what? I am the juice, and you gotta work for that juice. Oh boy, you gotta work for that juice. So hang on, let me put the game back up here. There we go. Let's see. Just a light, heartfelt time. Ah, thank you. Diecast Outcast, who I believe is Kyle Cheney. That's you, isn't it, Kyle? Diecast Outcast. Great podcast. Thank you. You're a great podcast. You make for a great podcast every time you're on one, anyway. Thank you, Kyle, for being you. Other Kyle Yumkowski. It's all the negative energy that she brings to the show. Yeah, I didn't notice anyone else bringing any negative energy, except for a big boy there, maybe. I don't know. He doesn't know us, yet he calls us bitches. I feel like a certain amount of that is on him, and I would like to... I might reach out to that Callahan guy, and... You know what? No, I won't. Like I said, I don't give a shit. If I ever see him in person at, like, an open mic, if I ever get time to go to one again, I might bring it up to him, but, like I said, I just don't care. I only care insofar that I think it's hilarious. But yeah, tonight's topic is cults, and I don't want to dwell on, the Sauce in the City controversy all night long. That would... I feel like any more talk about that, and we're just beating a dead fucking horse, eh? So... But there are other cults out there. Real cults. Like CWG. And it can be sent. So let's talk about what exactly is a cult, right? What separates a cult from, like, a religion or just a group of fellas having fun? I would say that the thing that separates the two is the willingness to recruit members and persuade them into doing things that they would never do under, normal circumstances. Like, for example, we'll use Jim Jones. Under normal circumstances, no one would just, go about their day, head to work, head to school, come back home, and be like, you know what? I would think I will put some cyanide in this Kool-Aid. Good night, everybody. See you never. Like, that is a cult. Doing things that you otherwise wouldn't do. And it's not always that extreme. I mean, sometimes it could be something different, like weird sex stuff, which, I love weird sex stuff as much as the next guy, but, it stops being fun when people aren't, consenting, or they're being pushed to being gaslit or shit like that. Not cool. So, and sometimes it could be little subtle things, like, to me, potentially controversial opinion that might get me in trouble with, a different group of people that I don't exactly give a shit about. I think that most mega churches are some cult shit. Like, first of all, I get that, I love Jesus too. I think Jesus is great. I think that there's a lot of really good, valuable life lessons to be learned from Jesus and the Bible. But the fact that these mega church preachers, and sometimes they're not even like mega, it could be a little church too, can push people into like believing that Jesus would have had 3/4 of a flying fuck to give about gay people. He might have, given a fuck about gay people, and that they're kind of an oppressed class for no reason. They don't really do harm to people. The Old Testament says that it's an abomination, but in the New Testament, Jesus doesn't say anything. Although Jesus does have a lot about to say. Hey, bro, we are about forgiveness and redemption in this house. Like, Jesus is like the most like anti-cultish religious figure out of all religious figures, and so many people create cults in his name anyway. Fucking wild. Hey, Jam! Love you, girl. How you doing? Grew up in a Christian cult and a family cult that used the Christian cult as a guise. People are wild and out there. No doubt. Like, I love and respect my father's side of the family a lot. I've never been to church with my grandparents or any of their side of the family, but my dad used to kind of, we would visit them. We would, chat. I would, call my grandma and my step-grandpa, RIP, on his side of the family, birthdays and holidays, but we would rarely go out there. We wouldn't really get involved. Whenever they went to church, we would, kind of find other shit to do. But yeah, I think there's a reason why we never went out there, and they're so religious, and my dad is, like, not at all religious. Like, even my mom, who is quite to the liberal scumbag, love you, Mom. She was a Christian, she went to church, Dad never tagged along. Leads me to believe that he may have had some bad experiences with a cult-like environment. Let's see. Cults action, what you got? Churches are just buildings. The cult survive, no doubt. Love is love. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's one of my favorite catchphrases from one of my all-time favorite cult leaders, none other than Mr. Aleister Crowley. Now, Aleister Crowley is one of the type of cult leaders I can get behind. Love is the law, love under will, do what thou wilt, and no other shall say nay. That's the type of cult shit I'm about. Do what thou wilt, do whatever the fuck you want, as long as you do it with love in your heart. You want a message from your CWG cult leader? That's it. Go out, do whatever the fuck you want, and then love people along the way. That's what, if you get any message from the Vibecast, let that be the message. Although Aleister Crowley was kind of a fucking weirdo and a bit of an asshole, too. Let's be real here. I'm here for it. To start fundamentalist churches that have a guy who didn't even finish seminary preaching to 200 people that are related to each other to vote certain ways and trade wives, kids. Yeah, that strikes me as something that, kind of environment where Jesus might turn up and start flipping their tables. Like, what in the hell? This is Daddy's house. We don't do this here. We ain't about that. Oh, no, sweet fucking babies. We're out here loving and forgiving. Let's see. Muscle memory. Yeah, we're a gay cult. It's all good. So, never been happier to be gay. Oh, shit. Well, that sucks for the rest of us. A lot of people talk shit about him, but it was incredibly selfless for Koresh to exclusively absorb the burden of sex with the women. You know what? I think I can handle that burden myself, too. Do not worry, CWG members. Do not worry, men of CWG. I will keep all of your wives more than satisfied. As long as they don't mind fucking... I don't know, there's a joke in there somewhere. Alright, what needs to be clean still? Just a handful of shit, we're almost done. And I was not even paying attention to anything the whole way through. So one of the steps here... Is it this step? It is this step. Alright, let's see... I agree with a lot of cult leaders, to at least some degrees. It's the followers that I can't stand. Yeah, the followers are pretty weak. But yeah, has anyone else ever been involved or had any kind of close run-ins with any cults in their times? Whether it be churches or like weird hippie shit or maybe Satanist shit? What are your experiences? Because, like, I did go to church when I was a kid. Well, I went to two churches. There was, like, the church that, like, we went to on purpose, and then I also went to Catholic school, and that was, like, a whole nother thing. And, you know, the church I went to, it was an Episcopalian church, right? Which is the American version of the Anglican Church. Alright, which tire? And, it was dope. Like, didn't get raped. I did not get raped. I was fine. That, you know, Father Green was cool as shit. Not only because he, declined to rape me, but also because he was just like a loving, caring guy with a lot of insight and really, you know, preached the Bible for what it was, which was a story about a man who forgave people and like saw the good in things and had the benefit of the doubt to give, and just an all-around great fellow. That was not the vibe I got from the Catholic Church. The vibe I got from there is, fuck you, you're a bad guy, do your Hail Marys, you're still pretty shit, but yeah, just do what we say, and you know, whatever, good things will come, blah 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 blah, Merry Christmas. Let's see, where am I? Comments are moving fast this evening, and I will be right back. Gotta get a new sauce. We'll be right back. We will be right back. Boom. And we're back. Getting back anyway. Alright, let's see what it says. Truck looks magnificent. Great job, Doc. And just in the nick of time, we've just had a fresh sighting from the dredge deep. The fuck does that mean? Is that another kind of pussy? The dredge deep? Alright, let's go ahead and go to the next thing. Clean the Ferris wheel. Alright, we will do that next. From Bree Strobe. What kind of voice are we going to give her? I think that she's still British. Before we do that, let's go back to the comments here. Let's see, there's cults that you have to pass on both Appalachian and Pacific Crest trails. The Appalachian one is nice, really good cooking, but totally into the color yellow. Huh? The PCT one will follow you from a distance for days, selectively stealing your shit while you sleep. Well, maybe they can steal a fucking bullet between the eyes. What the fuck? The Appalachian one sounds way cooler. I heard that there's a lot more sinister shit on the Appalachian Trail, though. In terms of, like, cryptids and shit. Which also sounds pretty awesome. I gotta do the Appalachian Trail one day. Better believe I'm doing it armed to the teeth, though. I feel like I need to up my cult game / knowledge. Well, you've come to the right place. Welcome to CWG, where you have to do what we tell you at all times. Oh, excuse me. Well, I was an Episcopalian acolyte, and me too. It was fun. I liked it. Excuse me. A polycule consisting of fairy folk that are never not on MDMA, acid, and ketamine, trying to coerce me into their cult. It was a cult. That sounds awesome, though. Like, like every single bit about that, minus like the word cult, sounds fucking awesome. Sorry, Trav, gotta go to the podcast, get loaded up and started. Y'all have a great time. Much love. Much love right back at you, Kyle. Yeah, like I said, higher consciousness, lower standards, Kyle and Jordan's podcast. They are about to record an episode with our magnificent leader, Harmon Comedy. Go check him out. Like and subscribe to that. And also to this. See you, Kyle. See you, Kyle. Has anyone played Far Cry 5? I have not. I wanted to. Last Far Cry I played was 4. I liked that pretty well. My pastor told me to do 5 Hail Marys, and I don't even play football. Damn. Alright, Bree Strobe. Let's make her cockney. Allow me to introduce Transmaster, the world's first techno Ferris wheel. We're going to be powering it with our epic 10,000 watt generator, and we've had in the garage from the old Rive days. We'll sync it up to change the tempo with every banging tune. It's gonna be mega. I think that's a slur. When the back seats kick in, it'll go absolutely bananas. Got the old generator hooked up currently, so feel free to turn it on if you need a bit of rotation action. We'll hook up the Rive generator once we're done. Bring it. Bree Strobe sounded vaguely Australian there. But God, I gotta love a good rave. Love a good rave. Any of y'all been to a rave? It's kind of like a cultish atmosphere, minus, like, you know, people telling you what to do. Man, make me clean the walkway too. Mike, I'm really sorry. Sort out some of the heaving motivational tunes for you, but the Rive generator's playing up. I don't know what that means. Alright. Yeah, so that's that. I think this is the closest I've ever stick to a single topic for any particular episode of Vibecast. And I never asked the question that, you know, that I always ask on the Vibecast, which is... What's up, guys? How you doing? You guys having a good evening? What you doing? How you feeling? You been having a good dinner? Y'all had your yams today? Y'all had your hams today? Y'all had any lambs today? What's up, what's up, what's up? Far Cry 5 has a great cult. Yeah, I keep on hearing that. But yeah, 4 is the last one I played, and it's a Ubisoft game, and part of me kind of not wants to buy it just based on the fact that it's Ubisoft. Like, Ubisoft is like the epitome of like, evil corporatism in video games. They're very much part of the you'll own nothing and be happy camp. Like these people will tell you with a straight face that like it's weird that you want to own the games that you play for. Like I think that there's been this whole campaign started. It's called Stop Killing Games, um, being kind of propped up by like a lot of YouTubers. Basically, the crux of Stop Killing Games is like there's a lot of games out there that they're just online seemingly for no reason. Like I kind of understand like if the game is primarily or even singularly a multiplayer game, like an online multiplayer game, yet no one's playing it. They still got to pay money to keep those servers online, and there's not really a lot of point in keeping this paying money to keep the servers online if there's virtually no one on them. However, there's like a lot of other games that just require that you be online for no real reason, even if you're not playing like the online multiplayer. And then eventually those games grow old, there are not as many people playing on them, and then they just delete the whole ass game. But, yeah. So that's the whole Stop Killing Games movement. Let's see. If we do a roast battle with that other show that you stopped talking about a while ago, we should all have Colt 45 beers in our hands. Dude, there is no roast battle with that other show. It's a brutal slaughter of unprecedented proportions. First of all, I've caught like now granted I didn't catch the full episode, I only caught like 10-15 minutes of that show. And I was Facebook friends with Brenda Brown for a while. And not once during that whole thing did I ever even once hear Brenda, like, if she was even trying to be funny at any point, it went over my head. Which is, I guess, the reason why it went over her head when I tried to be funny on one of her posts. Like, I get the joke that I made, like, wasn't the most hilarious thing in the world. But, yeah, she had a full-on crash out over it. And I was like, well, that's a weird reaction coming from a comedy podcast host. Or maybe I'm the asshole. I don't know. I don't know nothing anymore. All I am is a fucking stupid, unfunny cult leader. Yeah. Yeah, still want to meet that. It sounds threatening when I say it that way, and I don't mean it threatening at all. But I do want to meet that Dustin Callahan guy out there and just kind of see what he's got to say. Maybe he thought that she was talking about something other than what she was talking. I don't know. I truly don't know. And I don't really give that much of a shit either. I didn't even put in too much thought to it until like just now that, I'm on this podcast and talking about it. But yeah, part of the whole thing with being a cult is that you got certain rules. You're forced to do things that you wouldn't normally do otherwise, and we don't even kick people out for being assholes. We just kick them out for potentially harming children. That's it. That's our only rule. Yeah, we're a cult because we Kick people out who threaten children. Threaten the safety of children. How horrible. Let's see. Just vibing, trying my best not to think. I hear that, brother. No, aka that would be hilarious. No, I'm not saying a roast battle with the other podcast wouldn't be fun, but that would provide that, you know, we have people that would agree to it. I don't think that Brenda would be down to play ball. I think that Brenda, on some, maybe she is deluded enough into thinking that her camp could win, but that is absolutely not going to be the case. First of all, like, she has, like, how many people are on an episode of that show on average? Like, 6, 7, 8, 9? I don't know, there's more people on the show than watching it. Although, they have had an uptick in viewership. I'm still subscribed just because I like, you know, going to YouTube to watch better shit. And, like, I like it when they go live and I get to see their viewer count. And the last couple of times, like, I was pretty impressed. There was, like, 5 people watching one of them that I saw. And, the other night, I think there was 9. That's about, like, the same as my peak viewership this evening. Not ever, not by a long shot. But, yeah, that's about the same kind of viewership that I've got for this particular episode. That's impressed. Like, 15 years of progress. 15 years of... Okay, yeah, no, I'm talking shit. I'm bringing the vibe down. My bad. So if you guys were going to start a cult, what would you do? What would you, my audience, do? What kind of cult would you start? Like, I already know Kyle's answer. He would have people eat yams and stop nutting. Brandon must have the worst viewers per minute ratio in all of YouTube. I mean, yeah. Like I said, I kind of admire her for this. I don't think less of her for this. I think more of her for this. But most people that, like, only get the kind of viewership numbers that she gets, they quit within, like, a matter of weeks to months. Not, like, years to decades. I admire that. That's love of the game. That's passion. That's dedication. And I think that that's really cool that she keeps on doing this multiple times weekly with virtually no degree of success whatsoever. But anyway, back to my original points. There's just no competition. If there was going to be a CWG versus Sauce Roast battle, it's a blowout. It is an absolutely unmitigated blowout of epic proportions. Like, and from the episodes that I caught, like, the only the only person that was really bringing any real entertainment value, well, a couple of people. She had Kyle, she had Nikki, there's a few other good people there too, like, Tony Klein seems to be a stand-up guy. I haven't, like, heard his comedy at all or anything, but, he did send me a video once, so I need to get back and watch that. But, like, I've heard other people on the podcast get up and try and crack jokes, and it's the same people that would go on KT, and then Tony's like, hey, what the fuck are you doing? In fact, I think one of them did get on KT, and they got that basic reaction. Alright, I'm talking way too much shit here. This is Vibecast, and I'm bringing the vibe down. Go ahead and shut that off. Let's see. A cult where we overthrow current world governments and rebuild a more sustainable society for all humanity. I feel like that's already been done. It's except without like the very last part of it. Instead of a more sustainable society for all humanity, it's we developed the technology to go to Mars and just let everyone else eat cake. Just think about Rick and Freezy going in on any of them. Blowout. Absolute blowout. Like, I mean, I could put together a hell of a dream team for roasting the other guys. And let's not forget, we got Shane on our side. Shane could single-handedly, like Shane Capshalucas, friend of CWG, miserable bastard. I don't think I've seen him a single time on Vibecast, but still, he would absolutely clean house. Every single contestant on Sauce in the City fucking catches it from him. W's across the board with just Shane only. And this is to say nothing of, you know, Harmon, Offender, me, Freezy, fucking Lexi, Trey, Lindsay, Jam, AK, Stinson. God, like, I feel like any name that I just listed off could just clean up Sauce in the City. It wouldn't even be a competition. It would be a hell of a thing to watch. But yeah, New Year is rapidly approaching us. Summer is ending. And you know that, well, of course there's nothing official, but we had a hell of a good time with the Secret Santa roast battle last year. And I really, really want to do it again. That was like one of the funnest nights of my life, like ever. And I can't wait to do it. Can't wait to be a part of it. Like, I will schedule time off of work for that. I'll fucking call in to work for that. And you know it's got to be way bigger and better than last year. We have so many more people now. We have such a bigger community. Tis the season. But yeah, one thing about cults is cults don't really promote free expression. And literally free expression is the only thing that CWG promotes. And boy, oh boy, you guys have been getting good at it. The way that the CWG members have grown since the last roast battle, like, there were certain people in CWG that, you know, I loved them to death even back then before I really got to know them. But I just didn't think that, excuse me, they were particularly funny people. But now I look at them and see what they've accomplished, see what they've done, and they have gotten so fucking funny. Like, I'll just be honest, Kyle. Like, back at first, like, when CWG first formed, like, Kyle, like, yeah, you put together a good joke. It was okay. It wasn't bad. It was okay. But now, like, Kyle has me, like, holding back fucking snot bubbles from laughter at least once an episode every CWG. And he's such a character too. Like, first of all, the nudist Buddhist, fucking mint. That shit was genius. And the way he takes, like, you know, he picks a theme like the naked leapfrog or just the yams or something, and he manages to put like a cool new twist on it every single week without fail. It's a wonder to behold. It really is. And he's not the only one either. And then there's, not to mention, like, the other people who get on, and they've gone from, like, being funny to being outrageously hilarious. Like Freezy. Freezy's fucking good. Like, Freezy's gonna be mark my words, Freezy is going to be a fucking star one day. Just by being himself. And I'm gonna tell you guys a secret. Freezy doesn't really want this information getting out there. He likes that you guys think this, but it turns out, if you really get to know Freezy, he's actually a really smart, clever, thoughtful guy. Like, truly. Like, there have been times when, like, even I was, like, trying to help out Harmon with, like, I don't know, some type of technical problem that he was having. And then Freezy, even in his, like, kind of drunken state, showed up, talked him through it, fixed whatever problem it was that we were having. And he was like, Harmon, don't you fucking dare tell people that I'm actually smart out here. I'll fucking kill you. I don't know why I have to make Freezy sound southern every time I do an impression of him. Like, Freezy's from Boston or Booster, Quincy, wherever the fuck he's from. But I feel like he's an honorary southerner. Just in spirit. I only watched maybe one episode of Sauce. I felt the host was rude to everyone participating, an attitude of not turning off their cameras to vote for whatever game was being played, just my opinion. Yeah, if there even was a fucking game being played, I couldn't tell what the fuck it was. Like, now granted, I only watched for like between 10, 15, 20-ish minutes, and I just had no idea what was going on. All I knew is that they were going around and everyone was taking turns being not very funny. I remember Nikki got a chuckle out of me. Kyle got a little chuckle out of me. Everyone else made me basically just cringe. And Brenda sounded like she was just not having a good time. And that was just the people that I could even understand talk. There was like one guy in particular, he had such a bad connection that he was just mumbling, and they were just letting this guy mumble for minutes on end. And it was so bad, dude. It's almost like there's a reason she gets bad viewership. Okay, yeah, I'm bringing the vibes back down again. The host reminds me of a seagull when she laughs. Yeah, maybe. I wouldn't know. There's, I don't think, for the parts that I watched, I don't remember there having been any laughter from anyone. Maybe a little bit of nervous laughter because they couldn't understand what one dude was saying because, his connection was shit. And then they just let it ride. I thought I got this generator already. Unless, okay. Are we counting down? Where's all the fucking dirty parts of the generator? Ooh, killing me. Alright, I only listened to part of one show, but have you ever heard when somebody accidentally interrupts the host? You guys are kind of pushing me to watch the show now. I kind of want to hear that. But no, I didn't hear what happens when someone accidentally interrupts their host. What happens? Exactly, AK Intel. Exactly what? Tell me, I want to know. I want to know so bad. What are the consequences? Apparently there's a big fucking chunk of this generator that ain't been washed. And I cannot find it. Ah, no, I'm wearing myself out here. Oh, probably the whole ass top of it. Okay. Alright, where's a ladder? That's the whole reason I came over here in the first place, was to find a ladder. Aha! Can't run with the ladder. Can we put the ladder on the generator? Yes, okay. Oop. Alright, come on, fella. There we go. She snaps. I've only seen about 5 minutes. She gets pissed. Damn. I don't think that's, like, I've seen Harmon annoyed on CWG. Normally he's, like, annoyed with me. I don't think anyone has ever snapped at anyone on CWG. At least not in, like, with any degree of seriousness. I mean, behind the scenes a little bit, yeah, when you, you know, threaten to dox people and call them a pedo and all that. But aside from that particular circumstance, nah, that's not what we do in our cult. Cult of fucking peace, love, and happiness, eh? And above all else, comedy and laughter. You would think that comedy, laughter, and good times would be the whole points of a comedy podcast. She gets really... yeah. Black as in, like darkness, like black metal. Like fucking guitar solos and 250 beat per minute drum start. And then she's like... No, not looking for music, mate. Yeah, that's what she said. Yes, the CWG podcast. Yeah, people who don't know how to sign off, but never have our cult leaders snapped at someone for not knowing how technology works. Brenda Black, yeah. No, the ride generators are gone. So sorry, mate. Yeah, no, in fact, we think it's, or at least I think it's kind of funny when people can't figure out how to sign off. It's a little bit nerve-wracking when people don't know how to sign on, because it puts it on me and Harmon to, like, oh, excuse me, be entertaining by ourselves for potentially a whole 15 minutes while we figure shit out. But yeah, just because I enjoy throwing this out there every chance I get. First of all, if you don't want to be on Comedy Writers Guild, if you don't want to be up there, do not be funny in our comments section. And if you are going to come on Comedy Writers Guild, if you click the link or tap the link in your phone and it doesn't work, it's probably because it's going through the shitty Messenger browser. What you'll want to do is copy and paste that link into a real internet browser, whether it be Google Chrome, Safari, Firefox, Opera, whatever you got. And if that doesn't work, probably the best thing to do before the podcast even starts, in fact, right now, if any of you guys ever plan on winning CWG and you've never been on before, you don't know how it works, just go ahead and download the Jitsi app now. Like right now. Don't stop watching this stream to do it, but download the Jitsi app, because that's like the one surefire way to make sure that the shit actually works. Right? Yeah. And that's the closest that Harmon and I ever get to being pissed off at anyone. Although there are some guests that they don't really have a problem with knowing how to sign off, but they do have a little bit problem of knowing how to shut the fuck up a little bit. But even then, it can be fun and cute, and we appreciate that the time is being filled without much effort on our part. Or at least I do. Because as y'all seen, like, I kind of suck at, like, coming up with shit to talk about on the spot. That's actually kind of the point of Vibecast, is, like, part of the reason I have Vibecast, it's like 50% because it's fun and I like doing it, and the other 50% is I'm training myself, like, how to just, like, kind of talk by myself unprompted. And still have, like, some degree of entertainment value to it. Some degree. Not too much. And up we go. Yeah. Excuse me. Lately I've been getting better at that. Better at avoiding interviews. Yeah, you've had a lot of competition. And one thing that I've noticed, maybe it's just me and my imagination, but it does kind of help if you're a chick. Maybe you should grow some tits, AK. But now you're funny as fuck, dude. Like, it's been a while since you've been on, but, you're still awful fucking close. Like, damn fucking close every time. Like, I feel like you were having better luck when we were on YouTube and it was, like, me and Harmon calling the shots, instead of just the reactions. But, we like leaving the decisions about these things up to you guys, the audience. But I also like this, where no one has to decide anything and we're just kind of vibing the fuck out. Yeah. I like it better this way. Yeah. As someone who can't be up all fucking night podcasting till 1 in the morning, I like it better when the audience makes the decision too. Reading off every single joke was going to be the death of me. Which I enjoy reading off jokes, but let's face it and be real. Not every joke was like super like haha funny. Like, there's a lot of jokes on CWG. They're not even jokes. It's just people spitting facts. Like, when me and Harmon were, like, you know, coming up with concepts for, I forget, it was like maybe 2-3 episodes ago. One of the questions was, name a celebrity that got arrested and why. And I was like, Harmon, we're gonna get a lot of great jokes out of this, but you know that there's gonna be multiple people in the audience who are just not going to come up with jokes, and they're just gonna be there like fucking spitting facts. Like, they're just gonna be there like, Gary Busey was arrested in 1996 for a DUI. Just not even a joke, just like, you know, a fun fact. And lo and behold, I was right. People did that. And people keep on doing that. They just, like, instead of, you know, coming up with jokes, they just hit us with fun facts. Like, you get that this is Comedy Writers Guild, not like, you know, Fun Facts Writers Guild. Still love those people too. Love any and all participation we get, whether it's a funny joke or not, but it's a comedy podcast, folks. Comedy. That's comedy with a strong period, not a exclamation point. Don't sue me, Mark Normand. I'm gonna have to take a piss here in a moment. Oh, I missed a lot of comments. So it's garbage day tomorrow. My neighbors moved out. Am I a bad person if I take their bin out for them and fill it with my garbage? Let me read that again. It's garbage day tomorrow. My neighbors, they're moved out. I think it's only a bad person move if there's anyone around to give a shit. No, I do the same, Tal. Just take the bins back to the house after pickup. Yeah. Dude, if my neighbor had the decency to put their bin in front of their door, I don't even know what the fuck my neighbor does with their trash. Then I would do the same thing. Where's the button to make it go? It's gotta be around here somewhere. Spin this fucking merry-go-round. Or Bear's wheel. There's a fucking button somewhere. Where's the button? Oh, here it is. There we go. Let's ride this damn thing. Yeah. Let's see. Where were we? That's where you put the body, silly Talmajab. You've got a jackpot on your hands. Oh, okay, you PNW people, we've had a lot of prominent examples. Even the only black serial killer started in Tacoma. Truth. Damn. Only black serial killer. I mean, are we not counting, like, gang enforcers? Like, they kill a lot of people in, like, in a very serialistic way, but I guess if it's motivated by gang violence, it doesn't count as a serial killing. I don't know if that's racist or not. Or maybe I'm the racist one for having made that observation. I don't know. The sauce is speaking to me this evening. Alright, well. The sauce is starting to speak to me and viewership is dying. So, we might cut it a little bit short this evening. Just a little bit short. But either way, it's been good to hang out with you guys. To finish all this up on the next episode, maybe. Mayhaps. I wonder if this is how people power wash Ferris wheels for real. I don't know, I think I've ever even seen a power wash professional in action before. Seen it in video games. I just realized that I commented behind the live. It's been fun, man. Enjoy your evening. I didn't say I was getting off right now. I'm still gonna finish this little can of sauce I got here first. We are getting there, though. Yeah, I think it's just been you and Amanda there. But yeah, Been a fun episode, fun guest, fun times, fun everything. But yeah, this is probably as, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of negativity tonight, bringing the vibes down. Part of me wants to blame Brenda for that, but I kind of blame myself for even addressing it, giving it that power. But anyway, it's been good seeing y'all tonight. If my view counter is accurate, there's no one even here right now. Love you too, Zach. Love all you guys. Thank you very much for joining me this evening. I had a lot of fun. I hope y'all had a lot of fun too. And yeah, that's about it. As previously mentioned, there will be no CWG this week. I'm spending some time with family. Harmon's guest fucking, I don't know, died. And, Kill Tony watch party. I probably should have brought this up before now. But my work schedule changed again. And I'm just not going to be available for that anymore. Sorry about that. I encourage one of you other guys to keep it going, though. Comedy Writers Guild Discord. Someone else do it. Yeah, that's about all I got for you guys tonight. Peace.